Cody,
Yeah.
I hate April Fool's Day. I just need to get that out there.
Yeah, that's fair.
So listen, March is the worst month of the year. Like,
Sure.
Objectively, don't at me, like it is.
Sorry if you were born in March.
That's gonna hurt all my Pisces friends. I'm sorry, but, like, it's true. And
they're already so emo.
I know.
They don't need this.
So, here's the thing. I hate March, right? And it's like, all I've ever wanted is for March to be over. It's like, wake me up when September ends, but for March for me. Anyway, so all I want is April, right? And then the first fucking day of this month is April Fool's Day?
Yeah.
Are you it just kicks me in the ass as it leaves, and I hate that, to be honest.
Did you get any good zags?
I was zagged. Okay, well, let me be clear. I thought I was being zagged, but it was just, like, real bad. AKA, when I was at work tonight, there was a fucking brawl in front of my store.
Oh my god.
Like, teenagers going at each other, like 6 of them. And I thought it was a zag, like, oh, cool, maybe this will turn into a flash dance. Like, maybe I'll love April Fool's Day. No, somebody's jaw got popped. Like, 911 was called.
Oh my god.
I am very terrified of violence in general, but especially in malls because, like, hi. So fuck that, and I hate April Fool's Day.
I love your pure heart that was like, you know what, this is just gonna be flash dance, it's gonna be so good. These teens know the spirit of music and love and dancing.
All I wanted was... I wanted a flash mob. Why is it so hard to ask for on April Fool's Day? No, just a fucking brawl in front of my store while I have people in there. I'm like, it's fine. Maybe they... no. So, I hate April Fool's Day. How are you?
I would say that I got a pretty good zag today. And I got a cute little email from Netflix. And I was like, that's funny.
Hey!
That's funny. I don't remember. Why would our into the Twilight...
Hey, I thought you weren't going to bring this up on here.
Allie used our Into the Twilight email address to scam Netflix and get a free trial. So that was a pretty good zag.
So, here's the thing. Your girl doesn't pay for Netflix. Okay? And just so y'all know, in January. I did this in January. And Cody is just now figuring it out.
But we got an email from Netflix today, so... saying, hey, you're missing out on Netflix. And I was like, that's funny. It's like, hey, Alexandria.
Hey. I have a lot of emails for a lot of projects, and sometimes I need to use those emails for certain things.
I can't believe you didn't even tell me, though. Like, you didn't say, like, hey, man, like, what if I want to do that? Now my choice is gone because that email's taken.
That just means that our patrons need to give us more money so that we can use Netflix to watch the Twilight movies. It's part of our job, y'all.
Sure.
Don't fucking zag on me. Give me money. I don't understand. Like, it's not...
If you want to donate to the Allie's Recovery from April Fool's Day Fund, you can do so at patreon.com/intothetime.
It's been a rough day, you guys. So anyway.
Wow. So we actually read chapters.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not. And they were nasty.
So, grab something warm to drink, or grab a snack.
Hot cocoa.
Because we're going to break down fucking gender for the next, like, hour.
Are you fucking ready for some discourse?
Because...
Are you ready?
We need to talk about what it's like to perform gender. Through the lens of
Literally?
fucking Stephanie Meyer? No. But here we are.
I've never been more ready for this discourse.
Where would you like to start with this? I think starting in chapter 9 is probably a good thing, but go off.
Well, because that's where we started reading, yeah.
So, chapter 9 is titled Third Wheel. Already.
Bad start. Yeah. Bad start. Don't do this, Stephanie.
So when I said that things were going to get wild, what I meant was things are going to get gross.
Yeah.
But they do pick up, so, I mean...
Yeah, it's gross, but at a very nice pace.
Yes, yeah. So...
I do like this, like, existential monologue she has in the beginning about her being a moon.
That was great.
It's literally, like, so out of nowhere, like, doesn't match any of the writing that's been in the past book and a half, like, nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. And she just goes into, like, this monologue about her, like, fucking being a moon and, you know, being all this empty space and, like, lost and this planet's destroyed and all this stuff. And I'm like, what is happening?
But also, like, same. So
I mean, listen, we've all been there.
So, just so you all know, in general, whenever Cody says, the moon is my wife, what Cody means is Kristen Stewart is the moon, and therefore the moon is Cody's wife.
Yo! It all makes sense.
All the pieces are there, so.
That's it.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they're both respectively my wives, but also
together
as my wife.
My wife, yeah. Okay, there's a sentence in the first page of this chapter that basically just summarizes me reading this, and it's quietly, I panicked. Because that was me listening to these two chapters. It was fucking gross, and I hated it a lot.
Starts off with Valentine's Day, which... gross. Like, I feel like I was naive to think that we left the whole boys assuming that they can just, you know, fucking get whatever they want out of Bella, whatever.
You thought.
Like the Sadie silly me to think that, like, with the Sadie Hawkins dance and every boy in that school being like, hey, so, like, come on.
No, you thought wrong.
But I thought wrong, and this shit happens again.
Yep.
Because it's Valentine's Day, and Bella can't catch a break with any of the boys in her school.
Oh, absolutely not. No. Especially because Jacob brings the conversation hearts to her, right? And is like, Happy Valentine's Day. Which, conversation hearts, trashy candy, but a cute gesture nonetheless.
Sure.
And Bella, fucking same. She's like, is today Valentine's Day? Oh my god. I just love that Jacob's response is like, yeah, it's the 14th day of February. Come on, Bella.
But then he's also sort of like, hey, so are you gonna be my Valentine? Because, you know, you didn't get me conversation hearts like I did, so that's, you know, that's what the trade is.
Yeah, it got nasty really quick. Especially because of the fact that when they're trying to, like, joke about what a date means for Valentine's Day, Jacob decides to use, like, being a slave for life as a example.
No.
It's like, Jacob, shut the fuck up, to be honest.
When I think of romance...
Okay, no, but honestly, when I think of romance, I think of hiking or the ER, because, like, how Pacific Northwest can you get in that sentence, though?
Oh my god.
So.
That's your new Tinder bio, and you'll get everyone in your tri-state area to just flock.
Truly, I'm not.
And we keep getting this inner monologue of Bella being like, I want to make sure that I'm not leading him on.
Yep.
I want to, like, make sure these lines are very defined and whatever.
Yep.
But she doesn't actually do anything.
No, because she's a horn dog with trauma.
Those. Right. I mean, it's all valid, but it's still just very like, Bella, please. He's 12.
He's 12, and you're offering to go to the movies with him. Like,
on Valentine's Day. And, like, not that means anything and you shouldn't, you know, be obligated, whatever. But, like...
in American culture, that means something.
Yeah, and especially for a young, impressionable boy that's just, like, in love with you. He's
right.
Gonna take that, especially when your relationship is already pretty weird. He's gonna be like, yes, I did it, yes.
Yeah, he's gonna feel like all the boxes are checked. Especially because the gross thing, too, is so... she's mentioning throughout all this dialogue that she feels uncomfortable, but she also can't stand hurting him. And so it's like, hey, fair that he's, like, taller and bigger than you, and so, like, Andy's, like, I don't know, masculine. So there's a fear that, like, rejecting him could be dangerous to her life. Because, one, everything is dangerous to her life, but also, in general, telling men no, it's not a good thing. Yeah. But also, she's just like, instead of just hurting him, I'ma just keep doing me, aka inadvertently leading him on, because I need to obsess over a guy in my life, and therefore young impressionable Jacob is that. What?
Yeah.
What?
She very much is like, and her not valuing her life and her feelings the same as anyone else around her, and also being like, well, I don't want to say no because that would hurt Jacob, so I'll just be a little bit uncomfortable and Jacob will be happy.
Yep. Yeah. You know? Which, just so you all know, fuck that. Fuck all of that.
No, it's the worst, but, like, it's so very this era especially in terms of, like, pop culture and stuff feeding into that narrative.
Absolutely.
That's like, well, it's better to, like, keep him happy and you be a little uncomfortable than you actually, be upfront with your feelings and emotions and whatever.
Yep.
And possibly hurting an ego in the process.
Which, speaking of, she goes to school and talks to, take a drink, y'all, fuck Mike Newton, and brings up this movie thing with him, too, which, like, of all the people to offer this event to.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Bella's, like, trying to make this a group thing to cover her ass,
sure,
right? So she's like, oh, yeah, let's make it a group date, invite everyone so Jacob doesn't get the wrong idea, and then also Mike doesn't get the wrong idea.
Yep.
Which, beautiful plan.
Gonna work out swimmingly.
No, I know. She says, hey, Mike, are you free Friday night? And he immediately turns around and is like, you want to go out? I'm like, Sir.
That's the equivalent of, like...
Take the L. Just please, God, take the L.
It's the equivalent of, like, when you're on OkCupid and somebody's like, hey, and then they're like, you want to fuck? And it's like, I'm sorry? Do you want to be my wife? I'm sorry? I don't...
Yo, there was something that happened to me on an interaction on Tinder, and I literally just said hi, and then the dude is like, you seem feisty. I'm like,
Honestly, you're not wrong, but, like, fuck off.
What could I have possibly said differently? What could I have done?
Hello, my good comrade. Like, what the...
Hello, fellows.
Hello, fellow kids. Like, what do you...
I just don't understand. What could I possibly...
I hate it so much.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. All I imagine...
I'm pretty sure that was Mike Newton.
I think it was. I think you had a Mike Newton sighting. All I can imagine during this little scene is that, like, Mike is somehow, like, sitting in front of Bella or something, and she, like, whispers, like, hey, Mike, and his neck, like, snaps around. Like, he doesn't move, his body doesn't, but his head just, like, swivels around. And he's like, you rang?
He's just an owl. It goes, like, 360.
Honestly, I believe that because I hate owls. They scare the shit out of me. So, like, of course Mike would be one. Have you seen their mouths open? That's not how that works.
I mean, listen, nature's a beautiful thing.
Owls are always used in horror movies, so, like...
I guess. Can we talk about, though, how Bella's the type of motherfucker to look up spoilers for a goddamn movie before she sees it?
Bella and I are the fucking same person, and I hate that a lot.
Why are you the worst people on the planet? I hate you. I hate you both.
Listen, sometimes you don't want to be triggered, alright?
I mean, yes, totally valid. I get that, for sure.
And I'm not a spoilers kind of person. Like, they don't bother me.
No, but... I mean, I get that. That's fine. But, like, come on. The enjoyment. It's so much... It's part of the plot.
I don't know.
It's part of the experience.
I related to that Virgo asshole in that moment, because I also do that. But also because I have no impulse control, so...
Oh my God. I mean, neither does Bella, to be honest.
Yeah. So she chooses one. It's called Crosshairs, which when I was reading that, I definitely read it as, like, Crossroads, like the Britney Spears movie.
Yo,
so,
could you imagine?
Like an apocalyptic road trip movie with Britney Spears and her gal pals. Fucking
the best fucking
give
film.
me that, please.
Thank you. We get to see Jessica and Lauren being gay. That's
yeah,
fun.
okay, yeah. First of all, yeah.
It's in the text.
It's in here.
It's in the text.
We're not making it up anymore because Mike keeps offering groups, right, for, like, double dates. And that goes completely awry, especially because of the fact that it's not just, like, Lauren bowing out this time. It's also Jess. So, like...
It's literally Jessica and Lauren claim to be busy.
Yep.
They could have said those as separate sentences. They did not.
Knowing Stephanie Meyer, she could have made this a whole fucking page about how
Literally.
they all had excuses. No, she basically just says, no, Jessica and Lauren would rather fuck instead, actually.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, it would have been a better evening for them, so...
Yeah, they deserve it.
Yeah, they do. So...
I hope they're having a great time.
Right. So, Rotten Tomatoes is in this page, which, why? Like, TM.
This book's sponsored by Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, God. Can you imagine the irony of that? I love that Mike is like, are you sure you don't want to see a romantic comedy? Like, are you sure you don't want to give me a hand job to some really, like, sappy movie? And it's like, no, Mike.
No, Mike. No.
I want to see an apocalyptic Britney Spears movie, but thank you, though.
Thank you.
I just cannot. Also, Jacob finished his car, so yay.
Yes, the rabbit.
Which I always read as a sex toy, to be quite honest.
I mean, listen, you're not wrong. But Jacob does this weird maneuver where he, like, Bella's like, yeah, high five.
Oh my god!
And he does a high five, but then also does, like, a holding hand hug situation.
It's so
mid
gross.
high five. It's, like, nasty. What?
Oh no. I just imagined that it was like this big game of like, I don't know, what the fuck is it called when you like play thumbs with somebody?
Like a thumb war?
Yeah, a thumb war. Like he was playing like a hand war with her. It was wild.
I was like, why? Stop.
It just, the way that it was described, it sounded completely unromantic. The least smooth.
It sounded so, like, clinical, like, medical, almost.
Yeah.
Like, weird body parts. It's bad.
God, it was so gross.
Steph.
I hate all of this. Especially because, of course, as the title suggested, it's just the three of them. Because everybody else is bowed out. So...
Which, like, incredible. So good.
It's nasty. Oh, no. Especially because, so one of those discussions that they have, too, Bella is trying to tell Jacob subtly that, like, people who get confused are, like, not good. And she's like, some people are hard to discourage, right? And Jacob, fucking Jacob, while he still has her hand, like, crumpled into his, is like, well...
just crushing it.
Sometimes persistence pays off. So, fuck that. Actually.
Like, this whole chapter, and I'm assuming the rest of the entire everything, it's so just nasty boys being, like, feeding into this narrative of, like, if you just, you know, stay around for a long time, they'll end up falling into your arms and stop worrying about all the other people that they're in love with and blah, blah, blah. They'll come running back to you.
Yep.
And it's just gross.
Bella surmises it perfectly when she says, most of the time it's just annoying, though. Which, like, that's it. That's the whole book. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's it. Especially because, so, let's talk about masculinity for a hot minute. So,
listen.
Mike gets there, right? And Jacob is there. And he lets go of Bella's crumpled hand so he can shake Mike's hand, right? Here's a sentence I didn't need to read ever. They locked hands with more force than necessary. And when their grip broke... Mike flexes fingers. Hey, have you heard of performing gender before? Because
did you think we were done with the male peacocking? Because we're not.
It's never
we're
done.
Definitely not.
It's never done. No. One thing that I did think was interesting that was included is Jacob telling Mike that Bella doesn't listen to music. And the thing that annoyed me about this, I guess, the most is, so at this point, Bella and Jacob have been hanging out several times a week for about a month and a half. You would imagine, because of all the time that they spend together, it's really not that hard of a jump to assume and to realize that she doesn't like music, that it brings back a lot of bad memories for her. But when Jacob says this to Mike, she's literally shook and is like, somebody observed something about me, and it's like,
what?
Right? She can't handle it, and it bothers me a lot.
Like, then that's something that's so noticeable too, like, the amount of, like, car rides they've had where she's just been in total silence and, like, there's been no music or radio. Like, of course, after months of hanging out with you and being in utter silence, he's gonna realize that, hey, maybe not the biggest fan of the radio.
Yep. Yeah, it's really not, it's not that big of a deal.
Really wasn't picking up anything too secretive,
no.
Bella.
The one thing that I did find funny about this, though, is when they get to the movie theater and Jacob just, like, passes her a $10 bill. And she's like, oh shit, that's right. Our made-up ages for each other don't work in real life. Oh my god!
It's so silly. That whole thing was so ridiculous. It's like, I'm in my 40s, blah, 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 because I do all these things. It's like, stop. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
It's unnecessary and weird.
I hate it. I hate all of this. God damn it.
Can we talk about when they are in the movie theater watching the movie? Bella sits in between these two boys and they take both of her armrests.
Which, like, that's so fucked. That's
it's
rude.
The most fucked up thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. She's, like, literally, and they're both, like, wanting to hold her hand, which is, like, the grossest thing ever. So they're just both, like, on her armrest, encasing her in with their hands sort of like, hey man, and she's just literally like crossing her arms like inside between them and it's like, absolutely not. No.
So they're man-spreading and peacocking at the same time, and she's like, can you just stop for like 2 seconds?
And there's literally like 4 people in that movie theater. Like, they have armrests on the other side of them. They can use those. Come on.
Here's the thing that I think annoyed me the most about this chapter, which, like, fucking is saying something, is that I had to remember that blurred lines was a thing.
Yeah.
And now I personally blame Stephenie Meyer. Because, what? No, I don't want to read that ever. And it bothered me a lot that was included in this. So we need to talk about Mike, which...
We do.
A sentence I literally never thought I would say. Hold on, that shook me. Okay, so...
I'll give you time to recuperate.
Mike got sick, y'all.
He fucking blew chunks.
Ew, no! So here's the thing. I want you to remember this scene very well, because when it's adapted into the movie, basically nothing about it changes, which is gross. But Mike leaves, right, because he needs to go puke. Bella leaves to go check on him. Jacob also leaves to go follow her. And Jacob then goes in the bathroom and makes sure that that's where Mike went. And of course Mike's in there.
Where else would he be?
And Jacob comes out and is like, what a marshmallow. You should hold out for someone with a stronger stomach. Someone who laughs at the gore that makes weaker men vomit. And like, shut up, Jacob. And that's coming from someone who genuinely adores you, but shut the fuck up.
And someone who genuinely hates Mike Newton.
Yeah. It's just, it's not even that I care about Mike Newton. I just don't want to read this, like, hyper-masculinity ever.
Yeah. And he keeps doing this shit, like, even when Mike gets out and he's like, okay, I'm good, we're good, I'm good, I just want to go home. And fucking Jacob's all like, oh, are you okay? Like, you throwing up, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, hey, man, this dude's, like, literally sick. Can we just chill for a second?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that you're, like, 12, but, like, shut up, first of all.
Like, God.
If both of these guys could just shut up for, like, 2 seconds...
For, like, ever?
I mean, I was gonna say that, but, like, it would be better. But, okay, so here's the thing. Jacob and Bella are talking outside, right? And we need to discuss what Jacob does here.
Manipulation 101.
Oh my god, that's so great. I love that a lot. But we need to talk about Bella's sexual identity for a hot second.
Oh boy.
Because
I'm ready.
So Jacob asks, right, do you like me? And she's like, well, yeah, obviously. And he's like, better than all of the other guys that you know? And she's like, better than all the girls, too. So...
Guys.
Hey.
Hey now.
She just wants to have sex, y'all. Like...
With everyone. And, like, let her do it. Just let her. Fucking free reign.
So...
Listen, I'm here for it.
I'm fucking same. I don't... This whole conversation is gross,
Maybe
though.
we know now why she's trying to call Jessica all the time, you know?
Hey.
Maybe there's something there, you know?
Hey. Yeah.
You don't know. I just want everyone to be gay. Is that too hard to ask?
No, it is neither too hard, not too much to ask. This whole conversation is nasty, though, because Jacob is just like, you like me, right? You like me, right? And Bella's like, I mean, yeah, but that's not enough.
That's not what that means.
Like,
Still,
that's gross.
You're 12, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
hey, I
gross.
mean, that's great. No, I don't want to be a criminal. A criminal. Jacob, I'm gonna go to jail. My dad's a cop.
We should probably talk about the fact that Bella calls herself damaged goods, so...
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
And that's it, y'all. This was the Twilight series, as analyzed by Cody and Alex.
It's so sad, because she's never had time alone, not literally riddled with trauma, to, like, really process all the stuff that she's been through and all of her emotions and all that stuff.
Right.
And she's been so dependent on the men in her life and in usually very emotionally abusive relationships in some way or another.
Yeah.
Because she has no experience and doesn't know what she's doing. And now she's with someone who's very also experienced and, like, in love with her. So she's like, hey, I can use this to feed off of, you know, my insecurities and trauma that I've been having all this time that I don't want to address.
Yes.
But will be solved by me being obsessed with this person. And it's just the fact that she's, like, still not validating her life and her feelings and her experiences and being like, well, I'm lucky to have anyone like me like this, so might as well take it when I can get it.
It just makes
because
me
I'm
so
damaged
sad.
And I'm not worthy of love and affection because I have a history of getting left and walked out on and all that stuff. It's a bummer.
I mean, it's so #relatable that it makes me sad. Like, I understand where she's coming from about this.
For sure.
But it's still not something... I mean, if it's being told through an arc of, like, at the end of this, she is going to self-actualize and realize, like, hey, this is a valid thing that I was experiencing at the time, but this isn't actually true. Good.
Yep.
But that never fucking changes.
No.
It's not good for people to read. We need to talk about the scar thing.
Yeah, boy.
As I discuss it, I would like you to look at the Snapchat that I just sent you.
Oh my god.
Because
this is a transmedia podcast. I don't know if you're...
in so many ways.
Oh my god. What is the meaning of this?
I also have a crescent scar.
Oh my fucking god.
And I didn't do it on purpose, Cody!
What are you gonna say to me right now? What does this mean?
I'm just saying that when this part happened, when Jacob was like, that's a funny looking scar you got there, Bella. Looks like a crescent moon. I was like, that's pretty weird, right?
Oh my god.
But here's the thing. Bella got hers because a vampire bit her. I got mine because I was trying to make guac. Okay? So, like...
Which also would definitely happen to Bella.
I mean...
Hey, okay. So, hey, man, hey. You are contractually obligated to tell me if you're Bella Swan right now. Like, you can't.
I mean, you know my middle name, and it's not Marie, so...
Is Bella's middle name really Marie? Fuck.
Wait, hold on. Let me confirm that.
Oh my god.
I don't want to talk shit.
Bella Marie Swan.
I think it is, though.
I mean,
It is, yeah.
That seems like a pure, wholesome Charlie Swan name.
Isabella Marie Swan. Fucking nailed it.
Fucking swish.
Just do it, y'all.
Kobe.
Yeah, so anyway, Jacob was like, that's weird. Your scar's cold and colder than every other part of your body. That's weird. And she's like, yeah, so...
Anyway, stop touching me.
I did think it was funny, though, that so Jacob asked a story about it, and she's like, do you honestly expect me to remember where all my scars came from? And I was like, there's the Bella I remember.
There she is.
That's the one.
It's about time.
God.
I miss that bitch.
I honestly, she'll come back, I promise. So, of course, Mike comes out of the bathroom, right? And all of her concerns are forgotten. She's like, oh, Mike. Which, like, the sentence, in quotations, oh, Mike, and then I gasped. I never fucking want to read that. Ever. I don't care about Mike. I don't care about the experiences that Bella has with Mike. I want it bleeped out. Like, redact this from this novel, please. Like, this is censored material for me. I don't want it.
Hey, man, I'm gonna take my copies of these books and just, like, black out every instance of Mike ever in these books and just send them to you as a gift.
I would love that. So, apparently Mike has the flu, like everybody else in the school.
Everyone in the goddamn tri-state area.
Because they all need to stop fucking each other, and then maybe this wouldn't happen. So, here's the thing. They want to leave early, right? And I love, though, that Jacob, because they all drove together, right? And so Jacob goes back into the movie theater before they drive away, and is like, can I get an empty popcorn bucket real quick? And the lady working is like, motherfucker, I don't get paid enough for this. And then she looks over at Mike and is like, yep. Here's all of it, actually. I love that a lot.
It's the most relatable this book has ever been.
Okay, you think so, but in like 2 pages, we're going to discuss that.
Fuck.
Anyway, we also find out that Jake is burning up, which isn't that a Jonas Brothers song?
See, as soon as you said that, I just didn't want to address it, but then you immediately...
It is. It is. Oh my god, I just Googled it, and Nick Jonas's eyes are staring at me. I hate this. I need to get away.
Welcome to the Jonas Brothers. Really unwarranted eye contact.
Okay, but listen, so I just looked up the lyrics for this song, which
Please don't do this right now.
In the first fucking paragraph of this thing, the last line of these lyrics for Burning Up is, it says, my toes, and then in parentheses it says toes. What? What is this song? I haven't listened to this since funny.
Oh, God.
Anyway, okay, just keep that in mind as we're reading, because it's important.
Bet you didn't think we were going to talk about the Jonas Brothers in this podcast. You were fucking wrong.
You thought.
Fucking Zags, you happy April Fool's motherfucker.
Oh, no. Oh, I love that so much. What if every time that we mentioned Mike, it was bleeped out with the Jonas Brothers song?
Wow, we do not have enough money for that.
I know, but it'd be funny.
Allie, we need to finish this chapter.
I'm sorry. I remember like 20 minutes ago when I was like, we're gonna fucking talk about gender, and then it's about the Jonas Brothers. My life in a nutshell. Okay. Anyway,
It's like every gender studies class ever.
Shut up! That's so rude, but too true. Don't even get me started on my wild days as a gender studies major. Okay, Mike's dying, right? It's fine. Jake's also dying, but like of something different, and it's like obvious the way that it's being written. But
like it's so not subtle.
It's not subtle at all, and that's about all that happens until Bella like dies.
See, if we keep saying it like that, it's gonna lose its luster, you know?
Okay, but it's an April Fool's Day podcast, so Bella dies, y'all!
Oh my god.
I zagged you a lot. But, oh shit,
pure.
Before we can talk about Bella dying, we need to talk about the fact that when Jacob leaves, she literally counts down the minutes until she can call him. So, Bella, you need to stop.
Babe.
Bella, my love, my bitch, stop.
Jesus.
She says, like, love gives someone the power to break you, which,
Ooh, really cool and non-damaging language. Great.
Shut up, Stephanie. God. Then also there's the sentence of, but I needed Jacob now, needed him like a drug.
Why do we keep comparing all the bays in her life to substance abuse? That's not great.
No, that's not great at all.
That's not healthy. That's not good relationships.
Yeah.
Why are we romanticizing that? Hey, remember when Edward literally called Bella heroin?
I do.
That was fun.
I do remember that, and
we're back.
And that became like a huge thing in like the fandom for like shipping them, which I don't like at all. So Jake makes it home fine because Bella calls and talks to Billy, and Billy's like, "Fuck off, Bella! Never come to my house again." And she's like, "Oh, okay, hope he's fine."
Okay, see you tomorrow.
Like honestly, because Billy says don't come, and she's like, "Okay, well tomorrow I'll go and I'll bring him some soup," which like what? Bella, stop chasing people.
Take the L, please.
Everybody, take the fucking L. Like, isn't that a train somewhere? I don't know.
Oh my god.
Night podcasts after me working retail are really feisty. I'm sorry, everybody.
Oh my god.
I'm just very upset right now. Especially because Bella wakes up and it's 4:30 in the morning. I'm so glad that she said 4:30, not 3:30, because, like, the witching hour.
Oh my god.
And Bella dies, y'all. Like, stomach flu up her ass. No, wait. No, wait. No, wait.
What are you doing? Do you think before I'm saying? Oh my god.
No, that's not how the stomach flu works. I know I'm not a doctor, but I know that's not how that works. Okay, anyway, so she's dying. And Charlie cannot handle it because he doesn't...
Well, his daddy doctor's not there anymore. She's like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Here's a glass of water, I gotta go.
I guess.
But here is the thing. Bella, lying on the floor of the bathroom with her cheek pressed against the cold edge of the bathtub, is a fucking mood, and that is me as fuck. Honestly,
2017 mood.
That is like me the past 9 years. It's just like, I'm gonna sleep in the bathroom. And so when this was being discussed, I was like, honestly, this is the most accurate this book has ever gotten.
Damn.
We should probably talk about the fact that Bella and Jacob talk on the phone. You read this and not listened to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a shame on your part. Because, so it got to this point, and Ileana Kadushin is doing, like, the saddest voice. Like, she's making her voice literally crack when she's talking as Jacob, and it hurt me, and I hate that, and it hurts a lot, because Jacob is really sad, and you can tell, and there's nothing that Bella can do about it. And I love that she's just like, I mean, it's just mono, right?
No biggie.
Yeah. And the chapter ends with Jacob whispering Bella's name, and then they get off the phone. But he's still just like, don't come over. Ever. Thanks.
Ever. Bye.
Okay, so that was chapter 9. That only took about an hour, so that's great.
Oh my god.
Chapter 10 is called The Meadow. Definitely don't know what's going to happen here, y'all.
Nope.
Bella's so nosy and is so dependent on someone else. And, like, I get it, but also, babe, please don't.
Yeah.
So she goes upstairs and is, like, researching mono. Like, hardcore, which I thought was funny.
Goes onto the internet for the first time in this entire book.
Truly. She gets really upset. Then she finds out that mono could last more than a month. Which, like, have you ever taken a health class before, Bella? How do you not?
Come on, Bells.
You're supposed to be, like, the smartest person ever. How do you not know this? She's like, I'll give it a week, and he'll be fine.
And meanwhile, it's, like, 2 days, and she's like, I need to see him.
I know. She is losing it, y'all. It's, like,
Literally.
not good. She even says, like, my adrenaline and my distractions, everything I'd been repressing started creeping up on me. So, babe, no, is the thing.
Not great.
She keeps talking about the hole in her chest and how it's really bad. And it's like, Bells. Like, it's just been, like,
Come on.
It's been a couple of days.
It's paragraphs and chapters like these that make me so sad that they had, like, they had a discussion, like, the beginning of this book about going to therapy, but it was so, like, brushed off and so, like, as a joke, and that's, like, so, like, disheartening, because, like, if that was here now, like, she could have been talking through her trauma.
Exactly.
Figuring herself out, and it would have been fine. But no, she's here on her own, like, bottled up with her own trauma, and being really addictive about getting adrenaline and hearing Edward's voice and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not great or healthy.
It's important to keep in mind that the kind of books that she's reading, too, there's a lot of protagonists who are undergoing traumatic experiences, and rather than them going to therapy in those books, they usually use substances to cope or things like that. And so it's like she's really not getting effective role modeling of what is, I don't know, healthy behavior at any point, which is not good. Let's talk about the conversation that Bella has with Billy. Because it's rough stuff, I would say. Because, I mean, Bella finds out that Jacob is quote-unquote fine and at the movies with his friends. She loses it. Just, like, cannot handle that.
Yeah, no.
Which, thankfully, she's Bella and not Edward, because if this was Edward, he'd already be in Port Angeles, like, scoping Jacob out.
Yeah.
But she still gets, like, upset about it, which, like, I mean, getting upset, fine. But the way that she, like, I don't know, she gets Bella about it, which is not good. Also, I do think it's...
Meanwhile, like, Charlie's on the sidelines being like, hey, man, are you okay?
Honestly. I did think it was interesting, though, that he's like, do you want me to stay here? And she's like, no, I'll call Jessica. Which I was like, Yeah, I bet you will. So that is sad and gross. But her coping mechanism, of course, is not healthy. Instead, she decides that instead of going to Port Angeles and confronting him or waiting at his house, creepy Bella, don't think about that, she decides to go to the meadow.
Apparently she fucking finds it this time because her rage and her feelings and her emotions just guide her to the meadow.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, is how she found it the first time. Because
I guess.
When her and Edward were hiking, he was giving her shit for how slow she was the whole time. So, it's pretty much the same. I did think it was interesting, though, that earlier she was like, I'm never going to be able to find this place. And then come to this point, and she's definitely there, and it's all fine. I want to know your feelings about this interaction, though, and everything that happens in the meadow.
Bad boy,
yeah.
bad boy. Laurent is back. He's as just jazzy as ever, living his truth.
Yeah, he does like a jazz square into the meadow.
He's like, hello, I'm here. He's probably got on like 7 vests, all of them open, God. And like no shirt.
Oh no, I didn't think that was where you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna pull that half naked shit on me again.
No.
Because that would be also just as traumatizing, to be honest.
Listen, Laurent is very classy. He's not one of those nasty boys. He's a bad boy. Get it right.
Oh.
Damn.
So Laurent calls Bella on all her shit, and it's
literally
it's wild.
Because Bella keeps trying to lie, and I'm like, you know this isn't gonna work. Like, he knows your thoughts. Like, he can tell you're Stop.
Yeah, he can hear your heart accelerating when you're lying. And, like
just don't even try. What are you doing?
Because of his sentences, he can literally hear the sweat forming on the inside of your palms. Like, shut up, Bella. This is not gonna work.
Stop.
Like, as much as I believe in your Ocean's 8 abilities, you're trying to lie to a vampire. Like,
yeah, come on.
So, this scene is weird and wild because Bella's trying to lie to Laurent, and then, of course, Edward's voice pops in and is like, yeah, man, just keep lying. It'll all be great.
Oh, my God.
Edward is telling her as his voice, like, you must lie better than that, Bella. And it's like, okay, well. So that's gross. And Laurent, we find out, is there to kill her, so yay.
What a segue.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
not intentionally.
Just
so happened to run into.
Oh, God. I mean, he's
like, well, now that you're here, this is all lining up great for me.
Okay, but honestly, what I imagined this scene, like, before I ever saw the movie and I was just reading it, was Bella in, like, Pokemon, when she's, like, walking, and then Laurent's, like, exclamation point pops up, and they're like, I love that Laurent is like, Victoria won't be happy about this, and Bella's like, about what? What? I don't... Bella, babe.
Come on, girl.
Stop.
Baby.
I don't like the fact that I had to read Stephenie Meyer say seductive purr, so absolutely not. God. No, thank you. Ever.
And so many italics, like, just no.
Yeah.
Stop.
So many. It's gross. Both last chapter and this chapter. We need to mention that.
Yes.
If we ever don't mention it, just expect that, like, a third
just
of the chapter.
Every other word.
Yeah.
Just in italics.
It's all in italics, honestly. We get to read again that somebody thinks Bella's mouthwatering, which please stop. Always. Never, please. I just don't want to read that ever. And of course, Bella's last thoughts are, Edward, I love you. Bella.
Oh, Bella.
But honestly, like, this podcast is over. April Fools. And before Laurent can kill her, though, fucking bears. Bears everywhere.
Bad bears.
But they're not bears, y'all. They're the wolves.
They're wolves. They're the fucking bear-shaped, bear-sized wolves.
Bears?
Fucking house-sized wolves.
House-sized wolves. It's like Tyler Pennington moves the trailer, and it's just these, like, little houses that are actually wolves.
They just have legs, and they're just, like, walking around.
That's the scariest image. I need that to go away right now. I just think that it's so funny that Bella's like, I mean, anyone would assume this was a bear if they were far enough away, but what the fuck is this thing?
What is this?
So that's great. This is all a lot for me to
read. Too
much.
That's for damn sure.
Especially because, so, it's not just one wolf, right? It's the whole fucking pack. Because, like, obviously...
It's the squad. It's the squad.
Yeah, it's the shirtless squad. Let's do that. Anyway, Bella's like, well, I mean, rockin' a hard place, right, my boys?
Dudes, my dudes.
My fellow youths.
My fellow wolves. My fellow bad bears. We're all just a couple of bears.
We're all just a couple of supernatural creatures, right? As they all, like, snap their heads and look at her like, no, stop.
But she's like, well, almost. Like, I'm almost there. Like, just give me, like, a couple months. I'll get there for sure. I'm trying real hard.
We need to...
I was, like, so close.
Truly. We need to talk about one particular wolf, Cody.
Yeah.
This reddish-brown wolf.
Yeah, tell me more.
That as soon as Bella looks at this, quote, wild animal, she thinks of Jacob.
It's like, hey, I wonder what Jacob's up to right now.
Yeah.
Bella.
So, Bella, like, you literally know what's going on.
Come on. Come on.
Ocean's 8, motherfucker, cannot put literally a legend that she was told by a wolf to the fact that this is his wolf side. Like, I don't know.
Now.
Laurent runs away.
Yep.
And Bella's just there like, well, this was traumatic. Got a blast. And that's just kind of what goes on there, folks. it makes you feel any better, it's a little bit more dramatic in the movie, so...
Yeah, it was so, like, anticlimactic. It's like, okay, we're good. Bye.
My favorite thing, and I think that this continues throughout the whole series, is Bella getting home, Charlie saying, Bella? And Bella just replying, yeah, it's me. I didn't need to read that. I did not. But thank you, though.
How much of my life has been wasted by just reading the same thing?
Too much. Especially because, like, why would she confess to Charlie that she saw the bear? He told her not to go. God damn it. Anyway,
She could have coasted on the Jessica alibi, but then she's like, nah, man, I almost got killed by a motherfucking bear out there.
Yep.
Against your wishes, father.
Yep. Bella goes upstairs, thinks about Victoria, struggles a lot. It's just about the normal, my folks.
Just like every day, you know?
Yep.
Normal life.
She does, however, assume that Laurent, like, kills the wolves. So, I need you to discuss these last 2 lines of this chapter, though.
Okay.
Because... I don't understand. I just don't... Like, there's so many italics, and it hurts me.
I mean, there's a sentence in italics.
And also an ellipses.
Yeah, but that's... I mean, this one I'll let slide, because it's like, you know, whenever she hears stuff in her head, it's always like that. It's like, to differentiate it from all the other texts, it's like, hey, this is a whisper, or like in your brain kind of text. Boop, 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 boop. So.
I mean, that's fair, but at this point, it's just, like, a lot.
Like, I get it. I'm exhausted, but...
Right. Basically, all she's thinking about is Laurent's last words to her, and she's worrying about Victoria, and that's where the chapter ends.
Gonna come get her.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Bad
or
boys,
are you?
Bad boys.
So that's 9 and 10, my friends.
Yep. 11 and 12 next week.
Yeah. Chapter 11 is titled Cult. Chapter 12 is titled Intruder. So,
great.
Yikes.
It's gonna be lit.
It is.
This is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Earbud Media. If you want to pitch a show to the network, you can do so at bit.ly/Earbud pitch. How about you check out one of the other Earbud Media productions, like Femme as Fuck. Ooh! They have a Twitter account, FemAF Podcast. You can check out all of their stuff there. It's lit. You can follow our podcast on Twitter at Into the Twilight. We have a Facebook page, Into the Twilight, a Tumblr, which is Allie's greatest achievement.
If you haven't looked at it by now, like, if you have not savored the hard work that I put into this, why the fuck are you listening to this?
It's a true, like, curated exhibition. Like, there's a lot of heart that goes into it. It's all in chronological order, in line with our podcast. Like, what more could you
I try
want?
really
like,
hard, y'all.
She's just doing all this. I just don't understand. What more do you want? But
I'm just
you
saying.
can find that at intothetwilightshow.tumblr.com. If you want to send us an email, you can do so at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. If you would like to support the podcast, you can do so by becoming a patron. Thank you to all that have supported us on Patreon thus far. You can join them and be a part of the shiny squad at patreon.com/intothetwilight. Donate as little as $1 a month, and you can get all sorts of cool stuff. So, yeah. If you don't have those sweet dollars, we get it. You can help us for free in the most helpful way possible, which is rating and reviewing us on iTunes, and also filling out a very quick survey, bit.ly/into the survey, so we can get sponsors and help support the podcast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one was,
great.
but I just felt like I need to switch it up a little. Our amazing artwork is done by Maddie Padilla. If you don't know Maddie, if you haven't checked out Maddie's stuff yet, like, this is episode 20. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Get on it. You can find Maddie's stuff at YourGhostHost44 on Instagram, so please check it out.
Help us help you.
The bops to our hops. What? I don't know. Our bops.
You just won't stop.
Hey, a subtle HSM reference. I love that a lot.
Is that really? Oh, fuck.
Like bop, bop, bop to the top. Yep. We don't have the right.
Okay,
sorry.
we can't. Okay. Every time we say bop, we can't be like, oh, it's an HSM reference. That's not what that is.
I mean, to you, it's not, but in my heart, it is.
Keep going.
Our music is done by Eli Krause. He's great, but he's a shithead. I adore him a lot. I don't know him. I just assume that I do. His information and his website is krausfilms.com. Again, it's episode 20. If you haven't checked out Eli's stuff, what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. I was thinking for these two that we could come up with April Fool's Day pranks for both of them.
Oh, God, that's so much effort.
For Eli's, I was thinking Eli's probably the kind of person who, like, saran wraps the toilet.
Sure.
And, like, fucks everybody else's life over. But it's, like, not... It's, like, really annoying, but it's not, like, dangerous.
Sure.
And for Maddie's, I was thinking about either surprise air horns or toilet papering someone's car.
Both great.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I could see her doing both at the same time.
Yeah, like, when they finally open up the car door, it's just, like, air horns. Like,
that's great.
Thank you.
You can find Allie on the internet at 23andMe everywhere.
Just shitting on retail and talking about gender. Like, that's me.
That's the title of your autobiography.
Honestly, you're not wrong.
You can find me everywhere at Cody Captures or CodyGirl.co.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, friends, one of these days I'm going to get back to 4 choices for Cody to have. I didn't do that this week. Instead, I found a treasure trove of a fan fiction, and it's called Vampire Fool's Day.
Oh.
And it was published an hour ago.
No.
It was written by Sandstone24, and
Great.
the fucking summary of it is, how do you trick a vampire? So, that's great. Also, the tag that it's under is humor/romance, and, like, honestly, same. I feel that a lot. So, enjoy this for April Fool's Day, even though it's not going to be April Fool's Day when y'all enjoy this, but instead. Are you ready, Cody?
I'm ready.
Are you sure? Because I don't know that you are, but here we go.
ready.
Okay. When I arrived to where they wanted to meet me and they were gone, I thought it was their way of pranking me today. I think this is Edward. I don't remember. I'm too tired. There isn't an explanation either. Okay, back to this. So before I returned here, I stopped at my house. I could see in Carlisle and Esme's thoughts they didn't know anything. I thought it was strange that everyone was gone. Positive that Emmett was the culprit of the appointment, I snuck into the garage and had a meeting with his Hummer. Yeah, this is definitely Edward. Okay. What did you do? Bella says. Emmett now has pink tires and pink windshield wipers. My mouth dropped open. It will most likely take him till the morning to realize it is simply a superfluous amount of frosting. I giggled. And then, I don't want to read this part, but it ends and it says, it was the strangest April Fool's Day I had ever had. ... And the most fun.
Oh, God.
End scene. So good luck to this one shot, mighty writer. I regret reading this aloud. Yeah. So
I can't wait to hear their Arbor Day fan fiction and their Memorial Day fan fiction.
Their Earth Day fan fiction.
Yeah.
I need to go back and find the President's Day fan fiction. Like, it's all a lot.
Gotta go back to the archives.
Probably, aka never. But yeah, so gross.
As we say it for
Gross, and also get that, y'all. I want to do the bow, 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 but I can't do it because we're on FaceTime on my phone, so.
Well, bow, 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 bow. Oh my God.
Happy April Fool's Day, you got zagged.
Oh my God.